Okay, so now we're going to talk about pulling up. I could have done this all in one video, but decided to keep it in little bite-sized chunks. So we're going to pull up now. So what I want you to do is have a look at the big screen, the one on the road, or it might be the little screen, I'm not sure, but see where the curb comes into the car. So we've made a reference on, or in this case the screen. If I was just to tip this down slightly, which I could do, you can see that there's the windscreen wiper, it comes into a certain point. Everyone sees it differently, so the instructor will pull you over, there's swap seats and things. Have a look down, see where that comes in, because if I use that point when I come in, then I'm going to be able to pull up in the same place, so I don't have to worry about hitting the curb and knocking an old lady over or anything like that. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is just talk about the pulling up. So I'm out in the road, I'm then going to pull up. So I would check my middle mirror and my left mirror to see if there's anyone there to benefit, if there's anyone there to benefit from a signal. And I would signal if there's anyone there to benefit. We've got a bloke doing his garden all the way up there. He's obviously sitting on the ground. He's not wanting to cross the road, so I wouldn't signal to him. If he stood up, I would signal to him. There's no cars around, so there's no need to signal. And it was the same on pulling away, but I didn't mention that, but not a problem. So we're checking the mirrors. Anyone to benefit, we'd pop a signal on. The most important thing is the coordination of controls and coming in smoothly. So what I would then do is come off the gas and cover the brake. And covering the brake just literally means putting your foot over the brake. Don't apply it, because you're probably only doing 5 miles an hour at this point. Probably the instructor hasn't got you to change gear or anything like that. So you're going to cover the brake, you're going to clutch down just before you, about a car length from where you come to a stop. So pick a place of where you would want to stop. So no driveways, no WL lines, nowhere that would be illegal, not opposite that junction we can just see on the right there. I'm going to go a bit further up. So cover the brake, clutch down at a car length from the end. That will stop the car stalling. Then I'm just going to break the width of a coin, width of a coin. So I keep saying width, I mean thickness. Thickness of a coin, thickness of a coin, thickness of a coin. Just before it stops, just off the thickness of a coin. So I've gone down 3 or 4, off 1. That will take the harshness away, so we don't end up with that business. Okay, like your dad drives, you know. So, just like this, just press the brake. Just do it from that angle. Get that? Okay, so we're going to have a go at that. All the time as we're coming in, I'm steering 5 minutes, so literally that sort of much with the wheel, that sort of much with the wheel. No more than that, because we end up on the pavement, up matey's garden. They don't like it around here, because there's not nice grass around here. Nice and, you know, nice and non-bumpy. They don't like you driving across it, so it's nice and gentle. The pedestrians aren't that keen either. And then as we come to a stop, we just check that reference point as we're coming in as we stop, and then we know we're not going to hit the curb. No need to look in the mirrors to see how far we are from the curb. We can do that by what we call reference points. This is probably your first go at reference points. So take a little look at the screen now and see where the curb comes into the car, and let's see if I end up in the same place. Okay, so I'm going to talk you through the moving away anyway. Might as well go for it again. This time I'm going to talk about the necessary for signals, because I did forget on the other one. So basically, you only signal if there's someone around. There was no one around on the other one, so there was no need to signal. There's no one around here. Anyone you think might want to cross the road or might want to pull up into a space in front of you would need a signal, or anyone coming up behind you. But if they're behind us, we normally let them go, because we don't want to confuse them and make them slam the brakes on. So around here, no one to signal to. As on other videos, I'll talk about signaling in a lot more detail. Don't want to worry about it too much in your first session. Okay, so I'm preparing the car. Just going to say that because there is a video on all that. Making sure the clutch isn't too high, but again, look at the other video. Making sure it's safe all the way around me. No one to signal to yet. No, so no one to signal to. So handbrake down, and that 5-minute steering. Going to bring the clutch all the way up, but I'm not going to press the gas anymore because I don't want to go fast. So I'm going to pull up by that second tree. So I check the middle mirror, no one there. Left mirror, no one there. There is a gentleman there, but he clearly isn't interested in whether I'm putting up or not, because he doesn't want to cross the road or anything. So I'm not going to signal. I'm going to cover them gas and brake, but not press them, because look how slow the car's going now. Steer 5 minutes left. Going to pick up my reference point, which is about there. Steer to the right. Straighten the car up. Clutch all the way down. Brake the width of a coin, thickness of a coin, thickness of a coin, off the thickness of a coin. I'm going to keep my feet still at this point. If I just relax, go, oh, thank goodness for that, and just relax, the car will stall now and jump forward. So I'll keep my feet still. Handbrake first. I'll explain why in a moment. Into neutral. And now I can relax and breathe. The car is not going to stall. Car's in neutral, it will not stall. And my experience is learners tend to panic at that point and go, oh, I can't take my feet off. Yes, you can, but your instructor will talk your way through it anyway. The reason we go handbrake first is my experience, again, as an instructor, is if people stop and they put neutral first, they relax, because I've just told you it's not going to stall if you go into neutral. So what happens is they stop, into neutral, relax the feet, car rolls down the road because we're on a slope. So if you go handbrake first, and you do relax at that point, and my experience is people don't tend to until they're in neutral, but if you did, it wouldn't go anywhere because the handbrake's on. So always handbrake first, then neutral. Okay. Hope that was helpful. Thank you.